Hello everyone, this is Trey, and starting in on my second Shards of Mirrodin draft, and we open up a sweet Venser's Journal here. Um, uh, Really the picks are Glinthawk Idol, Folk Existence, Furnace Celebration, Glinthawk, Sylvok Replica are the major standouts. Riddlesmith, pretty decent. Slimgart, Drake. There's actually a good deal of okay cards in here, and a good deal of good cards. I really like the Furnace Celebration deck. I'd really like to do that, and that would be like the all-in kind of move right there. The safer thing to go with would be the Glinthawk Idol. I like it over the Revoke Existence. Revoke Existence can be quite good. To me, that's probably the strongest thing here. The Revoke and the Replica are about the same. I like the Replica, I think, a little bit more, but I dislike white, or dislike green, so I'm probably just going to go with the Glinthawk Idol and be fine with that. Okay, and we get past some pretty sweet stuff here. Looks like they took an uncommon, so I'm thinking Skin Renderer or the Slag Melter, whatever, red guy, Shatter on a 3/3. Perilous Mirror is the standout to me. Chimeric Mask, obviously quite good, especially with Trinket Mage. Can go fetch him up and play him, and it's pretty disgusting. Rustic is probably up there, but I think Perilous Mirror is probably the best card here, so I'm going to go with that. And Revoke Existence, Tangle Angler, and the Mana Mirror are the biggest standouts here. We've already got one white card, so Revoke Existence has a little bit more appeal to it. Tangle Angler is very good, both in infect and non-infect decks, and especially against infect decks. Also, it's nice to have a useful infect guy. I like the Revoke here. Yeah, it looks like we're missing a rare and an uncommon, so not getting really any information out of these packs yet. So I'm going to just go with the Revoke, and we're heading down the white path here. Okay, so Flesh Allergy is probably about the strongest thing here. This isn't the best pack. Tower is just really slow. I mean, you get it online, it's pretty devastating, but getting to the 8 mana to actually activate it is pretty rough. But once you get through half the game, that thing kind of takes over, right? Or half your deck at least. Anyway, I'm kind of thinking the Warden here. We got a couple of artifacts, and if we're playing white, it's pretty solid. Spellbomb and the Warden are kind of fighting against each other. We're already doing the white. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Warden. That's probably wrong. I like the Spellbomb, but yeah, we're gonna go with the Warden on that pick. Pretty much Clone Shell and Molder Beast, and then maybe Sirtark. But Clone Shell looks like the pick here. This is not a great pack. We'll go with the Clone Shell. It seems okay. Not a whole lot here. We could go with either Rebirth or Moriak Reaver. Could remain, open. Take the Darksteel Mirror. I don't really like playing that guy. He's just dead to infect. He'd be an okay sideboard card, once you figure out that your opponent is not playing infect. Or we could play the Soul Parry infect sideboard card. I think the Rebirth has about the best upside, but I'm okay with black-white decks. They can be quite good, so I'm gonna... Yeah, I think I'll go with the Morok Reaver here. He's just a solid dude. Not a lot here. Scrap Driver Serpent is okay. Throne of Geth. I don't have anything that works with it. It can be okay in certain decks. That's really only good in a desperate infect deck. I'm thinking that Serpent is about our best pick here. Nothing great, but there's that. So Quarter Shield, Acolyte, or the Shikari. We don't have any equipment right now to throw on the Shikari. Oddly enough, that is equipment. I'm kind of thinking just go with the shield here rather than the sideboard card and the Acolyte, although I do tend to like the Acolyte. It's been pretty good for me every time I played it. I'm gonna go with the shield though. Alright, well, we wield the Furnace Celebration and the Riddlesmith. That's kind of insane that the Furnace Celebration wield. I mean, I really don't think we have near anything that we can actually use with it, so kind of think we just go with the Riddlesmith, and we're speculating, you know, our second color is either blue or black, and we're definitely playing the white. Keeping with that, we can either do the Blister Grub and get another, you know, semi-playable card for black, or take Golden Urn. Yeah, I'll take the Blister Grub. I like having guys that swing and do things. And red's not completely out of the realm of possibility either, so there's really not losing anything to that. Sure, and green, why not? All of the above. Yeah, sure. Just kind of picking it through the dregs of the pack at this point. So, yeah, we're just going to hide a few of these cards that we're certainly not playing. And then we're going to open Wormcoil Engine and Windmail Slam it. We will take a look and see what we're passing along. Palladium Mirror, Grasp, Blight Mamba, Plague Stinger, Bladed Pinions, and other stuff that is significantly worse than a Wormcoil Engine. And we're going to get past Contagion Clasp, which seems pretty good. You know, we'd like to pick up another Glinthawk Idol, Gold Mirror, maybe even the replica, but Contagion Clasp is just pretty nutty. We don't have a lot to proliferate with at this point, but just having it in our stack, you know, keeps it as something to keep in mind. Alright, so like I said, red is not completely out of the question. Embersmith is pretty insane, as is Shatter. Best cards here are definitely red and black, Embersmith, Shatter, and Necrogen Scudder. With Embersmith being my favorite out of those. So I'm thinking I'll just go ahead and take that. We're not really dedicated to blue or black. We've got some cards, but they are not, you know, fantastic. I think our closest thing to a commitment we have right now is white, between Revoke Existence and the Glinthawk Idol. So, you know, we might be doing a 3-color deck. This keeps up. Really, I mean, take this Panic Spell Bomb, works well with our Embersmith and our various artifacts. Metalcraft, kind of thinking that might be the pick, rather than some guy that may or may not get double strike. Yeah, I think the Panic Spell Bomb is probably the way to go. I'd like to do the Drake, but yeah, it's probably the smarter pick. Okay, I guess we can back-to-back Panic Spell Bombs, or we can go with the Flameborn Hellion. The Hellion, I'm not a huge fan of it. I will play it, if need be. Sunchaser does not pass the sniff test really on Metalcraft guys, because it does not trigger himself, not being an artifact, and is more or less just a pretty useless dude without Metalcraft. A 1/1 ground dude for 2 is pretty awful, even though a 3/3 flyer for 2 is pretty fantastic. Alright, back-to-back spell bombs. So I guess we're gonna get the replica here. Yeah, this would help with our 3-color aspirations, but I'm not exactly sure that's something we're gonna do. I'd rather just take the artifact dude. Yeah, maybe just another rebirth here. Red, white, kind of all in, less Metalcraft all in with the rebirths. I could maybe talk myself into that. And there's not really a whole lot else in this pack. There's an Invisimancer and the dinosaur. Yeah, I'll just take the rebirth, and maybe we're going that way. Yeah, there's something we do not mind throwing at people. Another clone shell. Don't mind sacking that. Yeah. I think the black is pretty much out of the question at this point. So I think here we go ahead and we'll pick up the edge right. I mean, it's between that and bladed pinions, which is not great, and we don't have a lot of early dudes at this point, and would be good to pick up some of those. Nothing really here for us. Yeah, I guess the disperse is more annoying. Sure. And we're back to the dregs of the pack. Okay, maybe we could play blue. That's could be okay for a splash. I'm not gonna go ahead and hide it quite yet. Yep. So at this point, it's looking like red, white, or possibly blue, white. I love this set, how you can be going into the third pack and you're not exactly sure on your colors. And it's okay.